I want to ask you about Cali because it's my home state. I was born in Costa Mesa, California. I moved to San Diego, California when I was 2 years old. I spent 18 years of my life there before I went off to school at MIT in Boston. I spent a couple summers there working in the aerospace industry. And, it's a place I always thought of as home. I also lived in New York City. But I decided last year I would never move back to either one of those places because it all seemed crazy. Now, Dave, you're the last man standing in California, but in this space of the intellectual dark web, you're one of the few left, Shapiro picked up and left. Obviously, Rogan went to Austin. I know you're off there, soon, and a lot of people have gone with him. You've decided to stay. You've decided to keep calling out the politicians. I know, people want you to run for office. Tell me, first of all, what's it like being in California? And why did you feel like it was necessary to stay?
Well, first, I should tell you that right when I end with you today, I'm hopping on a plane and going to Austin, Texas for a couple of days. So I won't say why, but I am doing that.
Okay.
Look, my feeling was that you have to at least try to stay and fight. So California has had really terrible progressive blue policies forever. And each individual city has been hurt worse depending on how blue they've gone. So a place like San Diego, where you used to live, actually has done pretty well because even though they've had some Democratic mayors, they've been a little more moderate. I think people in San Diego, because of the sunshine, are wired a little more coolly, and it's basically okay there. San Francisco, which everyone knows has become an abject disaster. Well, who was the mayor of San Francisco when everything started going to crap? It was Gavin Newsom, who, of course, now is the governor of California. We've got Eric Garcetti here, who's just another leftist buffoon, who I'm told now is going to be our ambassador to India, which I guess is good that he's going there. But, they'll probably, I don't even know who the deputy mayor is, but I'm sure it will be someone just as bad as him. But what they do in all of these cities is they raise taxes, that hurts business. They increase regulation, that hurts business. Housing prices then go up. Homelessness then increases. Drug use then continues. They then throw money at everything. That suddenly then they see homelessness, they start throwing money at it. But money doesn't solve homelessness, right? There's mental health issues to talk about. There's infrastructure issues to talk about. But they just throw money at everything, and they take from all of their top producers. And then what happens? I mean, we are watching this happen right now. All of the top producers and the idea capital people, they're all fleeing to Florida right now. So Silicon Valley is no longer in San Francisco. It is now in Miami. Miami, with a Republican mayor, Francis Suarez. I'm going to Miami in a couple of weeks to interview him. He's saying, hey, come here, low taxes, low regulation, a great international city, like let's make it work. And all of the tech people are fleeing, bringing their companies, bringing their ideas, and San Francisco is actually being destroyed. LA has a certain version of that as well. We brought in the former DA, this guy, George Gascon, who ruined San Francisco. Well, now he's our DA in Los Angeles. Of course, he's Bernie backed, and he's a straight white guy who deposed our first ever black female DA. Now, I don't care about identity politics, but you would think that Bernie wouldn't be backing a straight white guy against our first ever black female DA. She was far better than him, by the way. But yeah, we're not arresting people over crimes. We're allowing people to just riot in the streets. Where I live off the main drag over here, you've still got stores boarded up and still closed. And it's like, how is any of this stuff going to come back? And what will they do? Well, Newsom will just pump money into everything. They feel that they can just keep printing money, that you can just keep taking money, and nothing will get better here. But to truly answer your question, the reason I've stayed, at least for now, is that if we really are at the point in the United States where good, decent people have to flee the blue states if you want to live freely, well, then the idea of the United States of America is truly over. Yes, we will have Florida and Texas and Tennessee. They'll be part of the separatists or something, if you can do a Star Wars reference with me. And then you'll have this decaying thing, this decaying piece of a republic. And if we're really there, then that's a very scary place to be, because ultimately we'll be warring between the states. I mean, if that's really where we are. Now, maybe we're at the beginnings of that. But my feeling was, let me at least fight through the recall. So hopefully some decent people get involved. Caitlyn Jenner's running. I don't really think that's much of anything. other than a publicity stunt. I hope I'm wrong. But maybe some good people get involved. I just don't think that can be me right now. I can affect things from the outside. And as I said to you before, politics is dirty, man. It's admirable what you did. I don't think I could do the things that it would take to go against such an evil, corrupt system here in California.
But maybe you would. Who knows?
Look, stranger things have happened, right?
Yeah.
Like you can push a man so far till he breaks. You can get somebody to the end of the road and then they go, well, now what do I have to do?